Okay, for question 9, so the rule for antiderivative is very straightforward. Okay, if you don't want to do like what the question do, say by considering this, you can just write as this. Okay, you write at the beginning like that. Do you get me? Then that means you have to find your dy dx. So your dy dx, you are using chain rule. Okay, this is called chain rule. You copy down the whole thing, power take away 1, then you time by the derivative of whatever in the bracket. See or not? So that is the first part. Done. So the second part is we have to use this principle. If I integrate f prime x dx, or in this case, it means if you integrate dy dx with respect to dx, you will get back your y. This one, you'll get back your fx and a plus c. See? So the next step I will write will be, if I integrate 3 times of this, I will get back my y, which is this. Okay, I don't put plus c first because this is not what the question wants. If you look at the question, there is no 3 there. So, and I told you how I read this. I say this is 3 times of the integral of this. Am I right? 3 times of this is equal to this. Okay, so 1 time of this will be equal to what? Divide by 3, isn't it? Done. Okay. So any further question on this? Okay, since we are discussing this question, I would like to let you imagine certain thing. If you can't do this, it's fine. Okay, but if you can, that will be good. If the question come out, then I can know what is the integral. Okay, so take note. So this is not necessary. But for SpecMath student, you better know. Okay, so I can also come up with my own idea of how to integrate. Okay, we know that. Okay, we know that if I have y equal to fx to the power of n. So if I differentiate this, I have this, correct? Am I right? So if I integrate this, what will I get? I will get back my fx to the power of n plus c. So you see, if you have this form, you see the form. So it's just a matter of, if the question come out like that, then you will know what to do. If not, there's another method, we call it a substitution method. Okay, if we happen to see this question, then I will teach you how to do with substitution method. Are you okay? So that is another way of looking at things. So please don't get frightened by this. This is okay. I shouldn't mark it as red. This is extra. It's not necessary for you to know. Okay, this is extra things. Okay. Can they ask in the exam? They can ask in the exam. But the chances of them to ask is very unlikely. So that will test for those who, okay, for example, you want to get A+ or whatsoever. They may insert some of the question like that. Okay. So please don't get upset with this. Can I not? So can I move? Okay, let me see any other question. The both fx are lowercase. There's no uppercase here. Nothing to do with the fundamental theorem, okay? Nothing to do with the fundamental theorem. So don't worry about that. Yep. This is mere antiderivative. Okay, any other questions? Please. 6C, listen, you integrate, they say calculate the following integral and give a graphical interpretation of your answer. Okay, so when you say graphical interpretation, that means you are talking about, okay, I will draw the straight line first. This is the y, this is the x, and is equal to 3x. So 3x should pass through the origin. Okay, from -2 to 0. Okay, so this is called a graphical interpretation. Okay, I told you already, if -2 to 0, 3x dx, if I integrate, definite integral, I will get 3x squared over 2. -2 to 0. So this will be 3 times of 0 square divided by 2. Take away 3 times of -2 squared divided by 2. If you don't want to, after, listen, after you integrate, right, and you write down the substitution, correct, you don't want to do the manual calculation, you can get this answer, unless they say exact value, you can get this answer by using FNINT. Do you know that? So you just key in. So the calculator will give you -6. You don't have to calculate manually one. So you just write down whatever your graphic calculator show you, -6. So you see, when we talk about graphical interpretation, why I get a negative value? Can someone tell me why the value is negative?
Because it's underneath 0.
Okay, we don't say it's underneath 0. We will say because the area bounded by the curve is below the x-axis. So what I will do is, so I will say -6 is equal to the negative of the area bounded This is called graphical interpretation by the curve y equal to 3x, x, you can say straight line, x equal to -2, x equal to 0, and x-axis. If you don't want to write like that as a negative, okay, what you can do is, you also can say the absolute value of this integral is, then you just write down whatever I written down here. Are you clear? So it's either way you like. You want to say, yeah, you want to say the modulus, that is not good. Because what do you mean by modulus? Why we put the two line? We want to talk about absolute value. You use the word absolute value is accurate. Because everyone say modulus, modulus. What is the meaning of the modulus? You see or not? Because if you say modulus, people don't understand the meaning. But if you say absolute value, that gives the idea. That's why we put the two line there. Absolute value in max means you don't bother about the sign. So the word absolute value is much better. Give a very accurate interpretation. Okay, done. So anything, yeah, anything about geometrical interpretation or geometrical evidence, correct? The best is you sketch the graph first. Anything, the question when they say geometry or graphical, the graph. So the word geometry give you, or graphical means give you the idea of first area bounded by the curve. Second, it can means the gradient. Okay, so that is what geometrical interpretation, the slope of the curve, the gradient of the curve, or the length of the line. So these are all called geometrical interpretation or graphical. Draw the graph first, then you will know what to do. If you find that difficult of drawing the graph, what you can do is you can use your graphic calculator. Okay, so are you okay? So any other question, quick? Record, sorry. Are you clear? So when you, okay, I repeat, when you talk about question 7, correct? You are using fundamental theorem. So you have to write down this one first. Then you have to write down this one. Then you put here. Then you come to this concept. So I purposely do this part to let you see that, okay, the one in black is to let you see the result will be the same. Okay, so now I put f prime x. So this is a constant. When you differentiate the constant, you get 0. So now, what is my f prime x? Should be this one, am I right? So it should be e to the power x minus x. So done. Isn't it the same as here? So that means it's telling you you don't have to integrate, okay? But you have to write down all these steps properly. Your book straight away write down AX equal to FX minus F0 or F2. For our case here is F0. So the back one definitely is a constant. That's it. Are you clear? Okay, so this is under the theory of fundamental theorem. That's why they say fundamental theorem of calculus. Then they write down there in the textbook, F2 is a constant. So when you differentiate a constant, so this is the concept that you have to remember. Okay, d dx of a constant, you get 0. Okay? And I told you already, this statement means like that. If I differentiate ft, I will get ft. So small letter, capital letter, very important. At this age, you all should know, okay, small letter means one function, capital letter means another function. Why we use both F? Because we want to show that they are related. Are you okay? Okay, any further question? If I ask you to integrate this, okay? How to do? Mr. never teach me how to do like that, correct? Mr. only teach me doing question like that. Am I right? Do you know what is the answer for this one? Try, write down the answer by yourself. Okay, is your answer this? Okay, Mr. also only teach me formula like that, am I right? Try to write down your answer. Is your answer this form? Oh, sorry, you see. Be very careful. You are doing integration, okay? So copy down the whole thing. You see, I also can make mistakes. So be very careful. N plus 1 divided by N plus 1 new power and the coefficient of X. And make sure everything inside there must be linear. Am I right? Okay, so now how am I going to go about with it? So now I have to try my best to change this in such a way it will be of this form or both. So how am I going to do it? Okay, so now you just observe carefully. I'm trying to do something. You just observe carefully, okay? I'm trying to modify this fraction. Okay, first, so I'm modifying, I'm not integrating yet. I take the 3 on top there out. Okay, so understand? I factorize it. Okay, then after that, okay, do you know what am I doing? How much did I plus to the top?
0.
0. Okay, so now after that, I take out my calculator and I count what is the value of this. When I say I take out calculator, doesn't mean Miss Do is the one who take out calculator. You are supposed to take out your calculator. Am I right? Over. Okay, so now I got this. Am I right? So whoever can modify fast, you can modify fast. So I make it like that. 3 minus 7, 2 plus x. And if you are learning, I think your O level, they got tell you that this can be written as, okay. For me, I prefer to modify instead of follow the formula. So in the exam, they also can give you the question like that. Okay, given 3x over minus 1. Yes, I use plus 2 minus 2 because the constant here is 2. Okay, so sometimes the question can ask in this way. Okay, they say given that 3x minus 1 over 2 plus x is equal to a plus b over 2. If they give me in this way, if they say given like that, okay, then I will start to do it in this way. So I'm just telling you 2 different ways together. So this will be 2 plus x times a plus b over 2 plus x. So I make the right-hand side as a single fraction. Okay, so now if you look at the top, I have 2a plus ax plus b over 2 plus x. Okay, so now the constant, the only term with x here is here because the bottom is the same. So I compare. Do you see? So I say my ax is equal to 3x. So therefore, a equal to 3. And 2a plus b equal to -1. So a will be equal to, b will be equal to -1 minus 2 of my a. So this will be -7, done. So question can be given in 2 ways. If the question give in this way, then okay, I will do the first part first. Says question always do in this way. But for me, if I set the question, I will put it this way because I give you the freedom to choose the method that you want to use. Because if I'm fast, for this question, I show it slowly how I modify. If I'm doing this one look, I can give you the answer straight away. Okay, so we just go on with it. So if you see this type of question, then you integrate, then you can straight away find your integral. Can you try to find your integral now? So this will be integrate 3 minus 7 over 2 plus x dx. Then you find the answer. So when you modify, correct, you don't have to put the integral sign. It's okay, it's fine. So this one end up will be 3x minus 7 ln modulus 2 plus x divided by 1 plus c. Why I always remind myself divide even 1 also, I put it down at the beginning. The reason is because I want to remind myself that I have to divide by the coefficient of x. Okay, done? Division will be like that. You are taking three x minus 1, you want to divide by x plus 2. That's called long division. Like, okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to do it in the sense of x. Like for example, I have 27 divided by 2. Okay. Yeah. So this is equal to 13 plus 1 divided by 2. Am I right? Because when you do your long division, it's like that. 27, you divide by 2. 1, 2, 2. 3, 2, 6. Remainder 1. So that is how you go. This is your remainder. This is your divisor. And this is the quotient. Clear? So now I'm going to do the division like that. So now here got x, here got 3x. So you put a 3 here. So which means that whatever you need to write down at the bottom will be 3 times of x plus 2. So if you expand this, it will be 3x plus 6. So you have to take away 3x plus 6. So mathematically, if I write in this way, it will be 3x minus 1, take away 3x plus 6. So it will be 3x minus 1 minus 3x minus 6. So it end up with negative 7. Are you clear? So remainder, negative 7. So I will write now 3x minus 1 divided by x plus 2. The quotient is 3 plus the remainder divided by the divisor. So that is how you use long division. Are you okay? So there are many ways of doing it. You want which way, I can show you also. But I'm a person, okay, just to let you know, I'm a person who prefer this method. Okay, so this is preference. You see? you know that these two formula cannot be used. So how should I modify this? It's a square. So you don't split, you factorize. So you know that 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 can be factorized as like that, correct? Am I right? So this means is 2x minus 1, the whole thing squared. Am I right? So if I got this, which one can I use? Number 1 or number 2? Definitely number 2. So what I can do is, after I do this working at the side, I just write down this is equal to 3 over 2x minus 1, the whole thing squared, dx. So this will be equal to integrate 3 2x minus 1 to the power of negative 2 dx. So this one is for the condition n cannot be negative 1. This is not negative 1. So what I can do is 3, copy down the whole thing, power plus 1, divide by the new power, and divide by the coefficient of x, then plus c. Okay, so I got negative 3 over 2x minus 1 plus c. Done. Okay. Okay, so class, tomorrow we are going to the new chapter. Okay, thank you, class.